Hi, welcome along to Transfer Daily, the show that takes a look at the players that have been linked with a January transfer move to Arsenal. And going to kick off today with a rumour that's been flying around all over the media today that Arsenal are about to get interested, should I say, and make a bid for Stevan Jovetic. Now, we all remember Jovetic. He was linked with a move to Arsenal for a very, very long time last season. Ended up going to Manchester City from Fiorentina. Arsene Wenger's a big admirer, was really, really interested in bringing him to the club. But Manchester City, with their big bucks, got in there first and signed him. However, since he's been at Manchester City, he hasn't really had a great time. First of all, he was had quite a few injuries that have kept him out of the team. And then even when he has sort of come into the team more this season, he's done okay. But it seems like Manuel Pellegrini sees the future in Wilfred Boney. They're about to sign him from Swansea. And if they sign him, they've also got, of course, Aguero, who's the best striker in the country. And they've got Dzeko. So what happens to Jovetic? Lots and lots of outlets saying that he's going to be a player that's going to be shipped out. And of course, because Arsenal were linked heavily with him before and Arsene Wenger's a big admirer, they are now saying that the likely place where he's going to end up is going to be at Arsenal. I very much doubt it. We've already heard Arsene Wenger come out this week and say that he's not intending to buy any more forward players. Jovetic, as we've seen, is a very, very good player, very tidy, but he's not a clinical striker. So, you know, we've already got Danny Welbeck. Why would we go and get Jovetic? I just can't see this one happening. Probably City wouldn't want to sell him to us anyway, but I just can't see this one happening. It's probably going to be that if Jovetic does move on, he's going to go back to Italy. There's a lot of clubs in Italy, remember him from his time at Fiorentina, and they will love to bring him in. But, you know, we report the links that are made, and Jovetic has been linked very, very heavily with a move to Arsenal today. As I said, I can't see that happening, to be honest. I really can't see it, but he has been linked with a move to Arsenal today. Another player has been linked today is Lucas Silva. Lucas is Brazilian, plays in the midfield, plays for Cruzeiro, and Arsenal, again, right before the window even started, this one's been going on for a while, that Arsenal are willing to bring this guy over to England. They really, really like him, really, really rate him. But the sticking point before was that Real Madrid were interested in him. And you know, when Real Madrid are interested in a player, particularly a player from South America, that player will normally end up going to Real Madrid. Well, Carlo Ancelotti came out and he said, listen, we're not looking to bring in Lucas Silva in this transfer window. We got Modric coming back. We've got Kadira. We're not looking to bring in Lucas Silva. And Arsenal, who were willing to pay £12 million for Lucas Silva, everybody's starting to say, well, look, it could be that he's going to end up at Arsenal again, because Arsenal, it was between Arsenal and Real Madrid. If Real Madrid are saying that they're going to pull out, maybe Arsenal might move back in for him. Not sure if this one will happen again. Again, I think if this was to happen, you're probably more looking at a deal that would happen in the summer. But, you know, that one's flying around again today, mainly based on the fact that, as I said, Carlo Ancelotti has said that they're not going to be bidding for him right now. That doesn't mean that they might not come back in for him in the summer, but they're not going to be bidding for him right now. A player that also have been very, very heavily linked to, a lot of people have thought that this deal is almost a done deal. It's just about getting it over the line. Arsene Wenger's been asked about it. He hasn't denied it. He's even said that, you know, yes, it's a possibility. Who has been described, and this is always a very dodgy description or very difficult description to live up to, and that is as the new Vieira. He's only 17, as we've reported all week. He plays at the moment for Legia Warsaw. Arsenal apparently had a bid for about 1.2 million turned down. Legia Warsaw want to up the bid. Now we're hearing that Hamburg are in for Bielik, and that he's thinking about moving to there. So it's looking like now, if Arsenal don't up their bid and don't move quickly, that they could lose out to Hamburg for the player. It's going to boil down to how badly Arsenal want to sign this guy. You know, as I said, I don't know a lot about him apart from what I've seen. You know, the usual. You see the YouTube clips and that, and what I've read about him. He's very, very highly thought about, and a lot of people are really, really rating him. And if you start getting the label the new Vieira, you've got to be a half decent player. You know, it's all going to boil down to how serious Arsenal are, because, as I said, Hamburg are now very, very interested. A lot of people saying that Hamburg are willing to put the money on the table, what Legia and Warsaw want. So Arsenal are going to have to move quickly on this one. This is a deal that could get done, although it's not going to be the answer to our defensive midfielder problems, which he is a defensive midfielder in the short term. In the long term, maybe as a prospect coming up. But in the short term, remember, he's only 17. So this is a player that, you know, we're looking at another couple of years before he's probably going to burst into the first team. Listen, the prize for, I mean, yesterday I went through some of the rumours from last week that I found ridiculous. But you know what? The prize for the most ridiculous transfer rumour has got to go to this one that I saw today. This is not only is it, I think this is the most ridiculous transfer rumour I've seen since the Nikola Zigic one, which we had in the summer. And this one, by the Sunday Express, well done to you for this ridiculous rumour, linking Shawcross. Ryan Shawcross of Stoke City. Surprise, surprise, coincidence that we're playing Stoke today, right? But linking Ryan Shawcross, who every Arsenal fan hates because of the whole Aaron Ramsey leg break incident, etc. Linking Ryan Shawcross with a move to Arsenal. I mean, come on, this is the most ridiculous rumour I've heard probably for the whole year. As I said, apart from the Zigic one, I can't think of a worse rumour that I've seen. And this rumour seems to be based mainly on the fact that Arsene Wenger did an interview, and in that interview, they was asking him about defenders. And he was talking a lot about John Terry and saying that John Terry's sort of the last of the sort of old school English defenders that, you know, are very physical, get stuck in. And, you know, he was saying that, you know, he likes John Terry, but there's not many of that type around anymore. So Daily Express thought to themselves, Shawcross is in a similar mode to that, aggressive, no nonsense. Arsenal are playing Stoke today. Let's put this little mischievous rumour together. This is how it seems to me. And I must say, this is a ridiculous, ridiculous rumour. And I just had to report, you know what, sometimes I see ridiculous rumours and I don't even bother to mention them. But I had to mention this one, this is because I found it so funny. And just to show you sometimes that some of the rumours that are out there, come on, they ain't going to happen. Another rumour that's been flying around today, again, which I have to say I find this one really, really strange, is that Arsenal have been linked with a move with Jay Rodriguez. Jay Rodriguez, of course, who plays for Southampton. Now, he's been injured all year. He had a cruciate ligament injury, which is a very serious injury, as we know. Very good player, by the way. Very good player, English player. Was banging in the goals for Southampton, but he's been injured. He's even had a setback to the injury. But there are a lot of teams that are still interested in him. Tottenham want to sign him. Pochettino, of course, had him when he was at Southampton. And a lot of other teams interested in him. And Arsenal have been linked with a move for Jay Rodriguez as well. Yet again, I just cannot see this one happening. Why would Arsenal sign another injured player? A player that's, you know, no, I just can't. Mind you, hold on, wait a minute. Kim Kallstrom, we signed him with a bad back. So maybe I shouldn't discount that one completely, but I just can't see that one happening. Jay Rodriguez being linked with a move with Arsenal, sorry, I can't see that one happening. And last one I want to tell you about is about one of our players. One of our players that has been linked with a move away, and listen, now we're hearing that Benfica is Joel Campbell. Now, Arsene Wenger did say last week that Joel Campbell will not be moving in this window. We have heard that before from Arsene Wenger, where he said the players are not leaving, and they do end up leaving. But he said that Joel Campbell's going to be staying at Arsenal. However, we're hearing today there's a lot of reports that Benfica, who, remember, they were really, really interested in signing him in the summer. They put a bid in for him and everything, but it was turned down by Arsenal. Well, they're apparently back in. They're really, really interested. They would love to bring him to Portugal. It depends on how much they're going to bid and if Arsenal would be tempted to let Joel Campbell go, because let's face it, Joel Campbell hasn't played a lot for Arsenal, and now he's going to face added competition. Now the fact that Theo Walcott's back, now the fact that Oxlade-Chamberlain can play there, on the right wing, so can Rosicky, although opportunities may open up for him on the left, I suppose, because he can also play on the left. But we're hearing there, as I said, that Benfica are very, very interested in trying to get this deal done. And there's been reports that there's going to be a delegation from Benfica flying in to meet with Arsenal this week to try and get the deal done. As I said, Arsene Wenger himself said that Joel Campbell's not going anywhere. So again, that's one where we're going to have to watch what happens and see, whether that goes through or not. But I'm hoping that Arsenal hold on to Joel Campbell. He hasn't had a chance at Arsenal. Give him a chance. Let's see what this kid can do. We've seen him score spectacular goals in the Champions League for Olympiacos against Manchester United, for instance. I really want to see what he can do, and I'd love him to stay from now till the end of the season. Looking forward to the game today, by the way. Arsenal versus Stoke City. It's a big game for Arsenal, particularly when you look at yesterday's games and Tottenham slipped up. West Ham drew Swansea. This is a very good opportunity if we can get 3 points today to start pushing ahead of them, and a chance to get revenge after that horrible defeat that we had against Stoke. We tend to play very well at home against Stoke. It's when we go away there and they're able to be really, really physical and get away with it, basically, because they're playing at home. Sort of when they come to the Emirates, that style doesn't really work. It's a home crowd against you. The referees are not going to let certain things go that they let it go in the home game. And we really want to avenge. That was a bad defeat. I mean, 3-0 down at half-time. I'm sure all of those players in the Arsenal dressing room will remember that game and remember that defeat and remember the fact that Arsene Wenger got abused in the train station afterwards and, all the real negativity around that game. They can go out there and put that right today by getting revenge against Stoke. And it's really, really good to see so many injured players returning. We've got Aaron Ramsey's back in the squad, which is brilliant. Flamini's back, although I don't know. I would stick with Coquelin at the moment. I thought he's played excellently over the past couple of games, but Flamini's back in the team. And Mesut Ozil is back. Mesut Ozil back in the squad, which is great news. And I'm really wondering what sort of Mesut Ozil is going to turn up. Really, really curious. Listen, he was having a bad time at the start of the season, and every Arsenal fan wants to sort of see a return to, of the Mesut Ozil that we, all want to see, the world-class player. That's what we want to see. He had a good game the last time he played against Stoke at home. Let's see what he can do today. But Mesut Ozil back in the squad today, and really, really looking forward to see what he's going to do. Let me just quickly run through a couple of your comments. Loads and loads of comments coming through here. Pierre Marshall says Ozil should not start today. He's not physical, and he said he should only come on in about the 70th minute. That's probably what will happen. I'll be very surprised if he does start. Although, having said that, Arsene Wenger, he loves Ozil so much that he may start him. Be a bit unfair on Santi Cazorla as well if Mesut Ozil came in and started in the middle instead of Cazorla, because he's been excellent there over the past sort of month or so. So, it's good competition anyway. Luke Edwards talked about Massimo Luongo. He says, Robbie, he's a strong and physical tackles and he's clinical, good on the ball and gets forward occasionally as an attacking threat. Very good holding midfielder, a lot like Coquelin, and he's only 22, so he's making a suggestion there for holding midfielder. Adam Jones says, really thought we would have got our business done early in this window, but once again, Arsenal is waiting for a cheap bargain on the last day. He's crippling our club. I must admit, I don't like the way we always seem to wait until the last day to get our deals done. Listen, some of these deals, the Winston Reid one, for instance, let's get in there and start making moves. I know it's going to be a deal that probably will take, you know, a long time to happen and will be down to the wire, but I'd really like to see us moving on some of these deals. Zach Rapp says Jovetic will be a great signing. He's got great pace and has ball skills. But do we need him? He says, I don't think we do. I prefer Dzeko instead. I don't think there's no chance they give us Dzeko. He said we should also go for Khedira and Hummels. Also, what about Luis Gustavo? I thought he had a great World Cup, in my opinion. He's a tall DM. Well, not that tall, really. He says, I know we don't sign Brazilian. We haven't signed a Brazilian since Santos. That's probably the reason why. But still, I think he'd be a great signing, he says. Clarence Ong says, Manchester City don't like us. They won't sell their players to their rivals. As I said, I very much doubt the Jovetic thing will happen, but it's been flying all around the place today. Let's see who else. There's so many here. Leo 5312 just simply says, Wenger better spend some money. And he says it like it's like a threat. Gosh, I'll tell you, there's quite a few people on that theme actually saying that, you know, we need to spend some money. Let me see if I can find one. There's a lot of people here who's commented many times. As I said to you, I love the way you guys have your conversations on this. A lot of people here actually bigging up Musa Sissoko, who had a pretty decent game yesterday against Chelsea. A lot of people saying that, you know, it might be, you know, after seeing that performance of him in the first half, might be worth moving in for him. And Albit's openings simply says Wanyama or Schneiderlin. He's still into. I think Schneiderlin would be brilliant. Whether Arsenal are willing to fork out that big money that's going to cost in this January transfer window, I doubt it. And what about William Carvalho? What's happening with that? Again, that's one that I think would be a brilliant fit for Arsenal. We just need somebody in the midfield there who can hold, who can look after, you know, take care of that back four, give them some added protection and allow our creative players to go out there and do the business. Thanks for watching Transfer Daily today. We'll be back again tomorrow. Probably we'll be back tomorrow at an earlier time, probably around about 7 o'clock in the morning. All right. So if you're looking to check it out tomorrow, it's going to be coming to you at an earlier time tomorrow morning. But thanks for watching Transfer Daily today. Looking forward to the game today. Let's hope Arsenal get a big victory and take revenge over Stoke.